Welcome back to the morning show on Some TV. You agree with me that the last segment was a quite interesting one with young people coming here to speak about the impact of social media on the young. So in this segment, we're going to be coming back home to Taraba, where we will be looking at Taraba News paper and look at the stories on Taraba newspaper. And this is also the segment where we allow you to join the conversation through phone call and text message. So the phone number will be displayed on the screen for you, and you can call in and speak on what are the issues we've discussed earlier, or any other thing that has to do with the morning show. So the number will be displayed on the screen of the TV shortly. So while we're waiting for the numbers to be displayed, let us look at the headlines on the front pages of Taraba News. For the weekend file, Nigeria Army and Crime Prevention in Taraba State, you can read that on page 9 of the weekend of Taraba News, the weekend file. Well, so on page 7, Overland Airways reconnects Jalingo. That's great news. Resume flights with state-of-the-art Embraer E175. That's good news for those that are coming from outside Taraba to Jalingo to do business and to visit families and friends. The good news, Overland Airways has reconnected Jalingo, and you can see that story on page 7 of Taraba News. We also have another one. Taraba State Government commends SSA on youth affairs for proactive engagement with youth stakeholders. That's a good one. Also, you can find it on page 2 of Taraba News. So for the major, we have the major story. Okay, before we go to the major stories, let's take another one. Senior Special Assistant on Youth Affairs Ambassador Emma George inaugurates Committee for Youth Group Registration across Taraba. That's on page 4 of the news of Taraba News. We also have Taraba State University also since matriculation ceremony at T.Y. Danjuma Sports Complex. That is on page 6 of Taraba News. And the major story on the Taraba newspaper has it that we weren't bribed to approve governor's 350 billion naira bond, says Taraba lawmakers. We weren't bribed to approve governor's 350 billion bond, Taraba lawmakers said. So I would like us to take the story of the story of the airport, the airport story, because it's a quite interesting one that after a temporary suspension of service due to expansion work at Dan Babasunde Airport, Overland Airways is set to resume its Abuja-Jalingo Abuja route, reinstating vital connectivity for passengers in Nigeria's northeast region, effective April 3, 2025. The airline will operate 3 weekly flights on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, utilizing. So it's a good story that the Overland is resuming its flights into Jalingo, and I think it is going to help the business and tourism in the state. Yeah,
that's a way of connecting Taraba State to the world. If you have a functional airport, you have opened the doorway for investors to come in freely and go in. I think that's the fastest way of transportation. So if there is an investment in Taraba State that needed to be attended to, whosoever is interested can just fly in, finish whatever it is that is the business of the day, and can still go back. It is a convenient way of traveling in the face of the insecurity that has bedeviled Nigeria. So I think a gateway into the tapping of the potentials that God has given Taraba State has just been opened with this. 3 times in a week is a good number. Though it is not daily, and the report said the aircraft that is going to be used is called Embraer E175. I don't know those details, but what caught my attention is the fact that it's a new one. You know, at least we're sure that...
even if it is called Bella, as long as it brings us in and takes us out, or what's the name got to do with it?
Yeah. So that's a good one, Gaskiya. It's a good move. Whatever it is that needed to be done to see that this is sustained has to be done by the government and other stakeholders.
So when should we be expecting you to travel to Abuja with
maybe before the year runs out.
Okay, that will be good. And when you are coming back, you bring Saraba for us to Taraba.
Yeah, you know, those kind of things. I thought we were planning to travel together. What do you think?
Okay, well, if you are footing the bills, I will gladly go. Will gladly go. Now let's go to this story. The Senior Special Assistant on Youth Affairs, Ambassador Emmanuel George, inaugurate committee for youth group registration across Taraba. But before we go to that story, the lines are open 070-4919-8503. That is the number to call to be part of this discussion on the morning show. So we will continue with that. Senior Special Assistant on Youth Affairs, Ambassador Emmanuel George, inaugurate committee for youth group registration across Taraba. So the inauguration of the Central Technical Committee for the registration of youth groups in the 168 political wards of Taraba State was held today at the office of the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor. Several members were sworn in as part of the committee, marking a significant step towards youth empowerment in the state. I think that's a good one coming from the Senior Special Assistant on Youth Affairs, Honorable Emma George, registering youths across the country.
Yes.
Across the state, I mean.
Yes. Yes, as part of the country, Taraba State is part of the country. So if he's starting it from this part of the world, it's not a bad thing. Look at this, what Isa Mohammed said. He said, data is the basis for today's policy. Without it, no effective decision-making effective decision-making is possible. So I think it's a very good move. I think the effort is to see how youth groups are being captured and their information being collected and kept in such a way that anytime any endeavor that has to do with youth empowerment, youth-related policies will be easily channeled. So this is a very good policy. If they collect this data and keep, it is not going to only help the, what is it called? Shall I call it the ministry? Oh,
yes.
Yes. But at the end of the day, it's going to benefit the government of Taraba State and even the federal government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have to commend the initiator, Ambassador George, for this giant strides. He has been a veteran in youth movement. So I think that we're not surprised that he's doing this because it's actually what he has been doing for years. Yeah. So it's easy for him and we are right behind him.
Yes, I'm not surprised he's doing this, and I don't think you've commended him. And if you look at the next story, you say Taraba State government commend SSA on youth affairs for proactive engagement with youth stakeholders. The Taraba State government has officially commended the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Youth Affairs for his proactive role in engaging youth stakeholders in the state. In a commendation letter issued by Secretary to the Government of the State, SGS Political Department, the government recognized the SSA efforts in convening an interactive engagement session aimed at addressing critical issues affecting the youth population in Taraba State. The letter signed by Fatima Usman on behalf of the Secretary to the State Government has acknowledged the receipt of the communique presented by the SSA following the conclusion of the Youth Stakeholders Interactive Forum. You see, the recommendation is already coming from the state government in view of what he has done so far. So it goes to show that, well, if you do what you have to do and keep giving to the state, you will be recommended and be commended.
Yes, when you commend somebody for doing a job well done, you've actually encouraged him to do more. This is coming at the right time. It's coming just at the heat of it that a communique of a very significant move towards youth advancement is being submitted to the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the State, and this commendation came. This is a good one, and let's see to it that this is being sustained. And Emma George is actually doing well, just like I said earlier. And he has the support of the state government. He has the support of us on this platform. Yeah, and he has the support of some TV. And I believe he's doing a job well done.
Definitely, he's doing a job well done. I'm still a viewer out there. You can still call in on 0704-919-8503. That's the number to call. We'll answer your call, and we'll ensure that we allow you to hear your view on what we've discussed so far. Let us go to this story. We're wearing bribe to approve governor's 350 billion naira bond, says Taraba lawmakers. The Taraba State House of Assembly has refuted the allegations that it received a 1.5 billion naira inducement from the executive. The inducement was said to be an aid to approve the executive request to assess a 350 billion naira bond for developmental projects in the state. Addressing a press conference in Jalingo, the chairman of the House Committee on Information, Honorable Nelson Cyprian Lane, dismissed the allegations as false, misleading, and politically motivated propaganda aimed at discrediting the legislature. Because if you look at it recently, the Taraba State House of Assembly approved the State Executive Council's request to secure a 350 billion naira bond from the United Capital Investment House for infrastructure development in the state. Now, the members of the State House of Assembly have come out to deny the allegations that they received 1.5 billion naira to pass, to approve the bond.
Yeah, the refutal is important, just like the approval too is important. Yeah. If anybody has any doubts over it, now the House has come back to refute those assertions. But what we should look at is that the accusations may be motivated out of the need to see that the government sit up and see to it that good things happen to Taraba State. The accusation is maybe not properly conveyed, but I believe it is out of the motive where the person who is making the accusation is saying that, okay, Taraba State government, you need to sit up to the things you've said you're going to collect these bonds for. They said here that the member clarified that bonds offer more flexible repayment terms than conventional loans and are less vulnerable to economic fluctuations in the interest rates. This is a very good move.
Yes, definitely bonds are less, are more flexible and also are more secure than loans. They are safer than loans. But I think the worry of a lot is that these bonds are not tied to specific projects, and we all want accountability, and I think that is what is leading to these discussions. But I think again, this kind of allegations, if you have an allegation like this, you should back it up with evidence. Of course, it is not good for us to someone just come up somewhere and declare a figure that was used to induce a member without providing any evidence to back it up. So it is always good when you make allegations like this. You try to provide evidence so that we can be sure that these allegations are true. And it's also good that the legislature has come out to clear the air on this. And
look at what he said here again, and is in tune with what you're just saying now. He said Mr. Len challenged Tarabans to focus on what he described as critical concerns, particularly whether past loans approved by the House of Assembly for the executive were fully assessed or not.
No. Okay, and I'd say, well, that's a good one. And I'm also, well, that is what I want. But I'm throwing back the challenge to the House of Assembly that they should try as much as possible to also publish documents to back up the fact that, yes, these loans were fully assessed, or these loans were properly, judiciously used. And then I think that will settle it all if they can bring back documents. I love data. You use data to respond to criticism or allegation. When you come up with data, verifiable data, I think it puts to rest every other discussion, because, well, you have evidence. You can't just go and tell us to go and verify without evidence. But I believe the State House of Assembly and the Executive, we have evidence to prove that, yes, our past loans and other past loans have been judiciously used. I think that's it for that, and we've not gotten any call, and we've come to the time where we have to say
draw the curtains?
Yes, we just have to draw the curtains to this show, but Some TV is a 24-hour station, and and we're always here. And I promise you, if the president invites us for a dinner, I'm going to call you. Just call our number, and I will come along with you to the party. And don't you think so?
Yes, I'm looking forward to somebody calling us not just before we go and say, okay, let's meet at the Roadhouse.
Okay. Well, I think I love the Roadhouse, but okay.
Maybe he wants to tell us
there's a call
it.
here. Let's pick this call before we go. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Storm TV. Where are you calling from? We lost that call from that. Okay, on this note, we just have to draw the curtains on today's morning show. We appreciate every one of you who has been part of this show, and we also appreciate the guests that came in, Best Matthew and Precious Oyi, who have been able to do justice to the topic at hand. And I also want to thank everyone that have been part of this production, from the master control operators and the person of James Atta Emmanuel, and also behind the scene here, behind the camera, the studio manager, the person of Mr. Moses. Mr. Moses have been the one ensuring that you have a perfect view of us right here. And also my partner in doing good, Mr. Ira Daniel Kukwen, the director of news at Storm TV. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
And not to forget, Mr. John Oyewole,
the
tech lead that ensures that everything is in, because you know, technical people, they have a way of ensuring that things move smoothly, and if you don't give them their due, this thing, a little technical glitch may just occur. So thank you, Mr. John Oyewole, for what you're doing, and also to everybody, the correspondents, those that put together the news on the Taraba News, and everybody that was part of today's production. We'll say thank you and have a wonderful weekend. Keep watching Storm TV.
Yo, what up, ladies and gentlemen? I go by the name of Iaso. Keep watching Storm TV. Don't skip.